Hello, welcome to Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. I'm Gabriella Espinosa, life change catalyst and creator of Pure Soul Alchemy. I'll be taking us through a soul realignment process for the next 30 minutes or so find a nice comfortable place where you can lay down, relax, and receive this session. Pure Soul Alchemy is a transmission of channeled healing technologies which restructure your creative source grid. Transformative operations and procedures are enacted for you while you comfortably relax. Through my perception and vocalization of the inner energetic grid, we are opened in ways which allow these technologies to come into our physical reality and enact change on our behalf. There will be quite a few moments of silence as I am delivering these processes. Simply rest into the silence during these times and receive the healing energies. Don't focus too much on what is being said. Simply relax and let the transmission come through and work on you. To learn more about Pure Soul Alchemy, visit www.puresoulalchemy.com. In your iTunes, search Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella and subscribe to the podcast for commercial-free listening to many healing episodes on various topics. It's quite helpful to go back and listen again repeatedly to deepen the effects of the session and to take the healing further. Today's show is a healing session to let go of your pride. How many times have you been given opportunities to stretch and grow your degree of transparency, humility, compassion, kindness, integrity, prosperity, and self-awareness, but have turned away from these opportunities because of pride? It happens many times a day. Wonderful opportunities present themselves to us, but because of our pride, we deny ourselves the gift of Spirit's bounty. Often we are confronted with a mirror into our soul via our errors. Looking at where we are in error gives us a profound gift if we choose to visit these places we have deliberately buried deep within ourselves. Admitting when we are wrong, taking responsibility for our mistakes, and apologizing to those we have hurt because of our pride are all actions that take us through a doorway to a profound alignment with the expression of light in our hearts. In this session, we will heal our prideful attitudes and behaviors, our low self-esteem, which works as a prime motivator for prideful self-deceit, and then align with our heart's intention of building a personality based on humility, compassion, kindness, consideration of self and others, spontaneity, and alignment with the gifts of the universe on high. Now, I receive the healing points in advance before our session, and I'm just going to tell about a few of them before we go into our session. So, healing point number 1, development of desire for and action of prideful pattern interrupt. Healing point number 2, healing incorrect attunement with self-deception and prideful lies within and without, and deceit. Healing point number 3, healing the underpinnings of pride, those being the holding the self as bankrupt and devoid of value. And the final one that I'm going to share with you, welcoming and allowing the love of Universal Divine Mother to come in and wash our spirits free and free us from our prideful inclinations. So now go ahead and relax. Settle into your stillness. Fall into your natural breathing rhythm. Bring into your awareness, bring into your heart, and bring into your pelvic bowl your willingness to release and transcend any and all willfulness and pride that has, up until now, run your thoughts and behaviors. Picture a new, freer, and light-filled expression of your being in the flow and encompassing delight at every turn of your existence. Let that take hold in your sight, in your heart, and in your life as we go through our session. So we're going to begin by connecting with our divine physical and non-physical intelligence to align completely with our own core essence. Aligning with the fundamental and essential aspects of ourselves. Aligning with the earth, the sun, the moon, with our own Mother, Father, God self, with our own inherent Creator self, and our right placement in the universe. The one pure healing source within us is our own deepest aspect. We agree to serve as our own healing agent and to serve from and as our own ultimate inner counsel, the all that I am. All right, we're going to begin by establishing a healing correction for incongruencies that take us beyond our ability to measure our conduct, our perceptions, our inclinations, and our intuition. That wasn't even that was not given to me in advance. That's how these things go. All right, so we're going to just apply focused Pure Soul Alchemy Healing Force to that process. Great, so that's going to continue. All right, so that's connected to healing point number 4. So we're going to begin healing indifference and indifferent behavior towards the self and towards others. Reclaiming our passion and connectivity to thriving. An investment in our thriving, an investment in the thriving of those around us. Those that we hold near and dear. As well as those that we hardly know. Great. Healing indifference and indifferent behavior towards self and others. Healing the underpinnings of pride, those being the holding the self as bankrupt and devoid of value. All right, so that's a huge piece here, and a huge piece that's responsible for our pride running its course, running amok, and taking on a life of its own. Sometimes our pride can be like a runaway train, but we have to catch it before it picks up steam and momentum. Otherwise, it will carry us along with it. Great. So, healing the underpinnings of pride, these being the holding of the self as bankrupt and devoid of value. And of course, this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, our projecting of this onto other people. So when we don't value ourselves, when we don't honor ourselves and see ourselves as valuable, we can very easily fall into the trap of doing that to other people. Not seeing them as valuable and treating them as such because of our pride. All right, let's do some work on this piece that comes about because of those underpinnings of pride that we identified. So the superimposing of pseudo-successful interpretations based on an erroneous belief that we are flawed because of our errors, and then rejecting ourselves and our errors because of this. So we're applying focus, Pure Soul Alchemy, Healing Force. to that piece. Let's go ahead and clear stoicism, being holding oneself in as stoic. Healing the effects of all of these things that solidify, that encourage, and then solidify stagnation, self-denial, and loss of authenticity. I never thought that pride can do so much damage, but it does. So we're just going to sit with these processes for just a little while longer. Healing the effects of all of these pieces that we've identified, and the solidification of stagnation that they've perpetuated. Healing self-denial and loss of authenticity. I think we started with healing point number 4 because it's the most important one. All right, we're going to go over that. All these processes are going to continue, and we're going to begin clearing healing point number 2. Powering through our day without regard for how we feel. Conscious decimation of our emotional stream, disregard, developing a frame of reference for this emotion stream, developing high regard for, and the ability to incorporate, work with, hold in high regard, acclimate to, reevaluate, and entrust our corporeal being with having the sound development of a new emotional locomotor responsibility, claiming our new selves intact. So initiating a new method for involving parts of the soul that have been deemed inadequate. Let's clear soul survival, allowing respite. Let's go ahead and clear depression due to failure to comply with outer field responsibilities, based in overloaded, prideful inclinations of perfectionism, and perfectionistic expectations of ourselves, the world, present company, family, you name it. Clearing depression due to failure to comply with outer field responsibilities, those which are essential to our soul, which can get overlaid with quote unquote busy work, something to keep us occupied so we don't face the pain of or the fear of facing our soul's true responsibilities to our purpose fulfillment. clearing the weighed down effects of these responsibilities and the effect of loss of context for unity experience that involves deeper levels of our psyche being engaged in its true path, true direction, true and correct action, heightening our level of awareness of what these appropriate and correct responsibilities are. Let's go ahead and clear prideful contact as well. All right, we're going to do some work on healing point number 5. Infusing the knowledge and firm capacity to redirect our pride-filled sense of self to a deeper layer of healing within, a new context for soul being and expression. That deeper layer informing us of our original intent and our soul perception, acuity. Strengthening the choice to feel our feelings, know our worth, and honor ourselves no matter what we have ever said or done in the past. There's a difference between holding ourselves accountable and reforming and doing what's right and punishing ourselves and shutting ourselves down. So welcoming and allowing the love of Universal Divine Mother to come in and wash our spirits and free us from our prideful inclinations based on low self-value underneath, and also washing us from of our self-persecutions, paralysis, and incapacitation based on those. So a gentle but yet deep and loving, profound washing from the love of our Divine Mother. I'm just going to sit with that for a little bit longer. You can just at this point visualize the love of our Divine Mother coming in and washing, cleansing our hearts. All right, we're going to go ahead and begin healing point number 1, recovering active passion for deliberation. That includes manifestation for a new form of total expression. Recalibrating to a new endeavor built on real-time expression in sync with the heart and its resources. Installing a new monitoring capacity to include development of real intentions that recover being in clear compassion with real reform. Great, so we are initiating the development of our desire for, plus the activation of a prideful pattern interrupt. This will aid us in immediately and effectively interrupting the course of any prideful pattern which may erupt. Can catch it and stop it in its tracks. And we're just sitting with that for a little bit longer. Great. That's going to continue. All right, we're going to begin with healing point number 3. Initiating a new operation style based on inclusion of all aspects, all of our aspects. Initiating a subtle field recollection or recollection. And that means collecting and assimilating aspects in our subtle field that have been separated and inaccessible. And it also means remembering. Great. So on that note, we're going to implement a healing, applying focused pure soul alchemy healing force to the healing of the pattern of denying the subtlety within. Unearthing different types within the being. I'll just leave it at that and not try to explain or examine. Unearthing different types within the being. Recollecting and reordering new factions, establishing root. Performing energy reconciliation. Right. So we're healing any incorrect attunement with self-deception and prideful lies within and without. Deceit. So let's go ahead and infuse focused pure soul alchemy healing force to the healing of incorrect attunements with self-deception, prideful lies within and without, and deceit. Releasing the quote-unquote end of the world mentality. with openly disclosing failures to concede to a realistic and authentic flow of power, behaviors, attitudes, and expressions from the heart. So releasing end of the world mentality and replacing that with authentic and realistic flow of power, behaviors, attitudes, and expressions from the heart. New warmth taking hold to share these qualities with others. All right, so we're going to apply some focused Pure Soul Alchemy healing force on the healing of deceit. Deceit directed towards ourselves, basically lying to ourselves or withholding information from ourselves, and then also directing that deceit outward. This also remediates the situation where we are maybe wide open or have been wide open receptors to people with patterns of deceit. So when deceit comes our way, being able to maybe do like a karate block and not allow it into our being, particularly into our subtle body. So big, gigantic healing of deceit within and deceit that comes from external sources. Right. And once again, welcoming and allowing the love of Universal Divine Mother to come in and wash our spirits and free us from our prideful inclinations. Allowing us to reside in our warm Mother's embrace, day-to-day life. Right, so we're now closing down our session. I'd like to thank you for tuning in to Pure Soul Alchemy with Gabriella. For more information, visit www.puresoulalchemy.com. I highly recommend that you listen to this session repeatedly. This will deepen the effects of the session and take your healing further with each replay. This is Gabriella Espinosa. Have a wonderful day.